laser beams. Good evening, folks. How the heck are you? It's good to see you. It's good to be seen by you. And who am I? Who am I to bring all this goodness? Why, I am Bill Sylvie, a.k.a. the Dungeon Delver, bringing it to you 5 nights a week. That's right, with some classic old school RPG goodness. Folks, I am the Johnny Carson of old school RPG chatter on YouTube. That's right. Nobody does it better. Anyway, so how's everybody doing? I hope you're having a wonderful evening and welcome to the show. So tonight we have got some more Advent dice calendar. We've got some more Unearthed Arcana, and at 9 o'clock we're going to play. We're not just going to watch. We're not just going to talk about. It's not scripted. You don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen because the dice, we're going to play some first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. But first, I'm going to crack open a little wobble pop here, a little cold snack, as the man says. And there we go. That's the stuff. They're made to twist off. I'm not being some perennial badass on the internet, but found some Cider Boys in stock. That's good stuff. Not sponsored. Just love their libation. It's very good. It's an apple and orange cider, bottled in Wisconsin. So it's got to be good. Good ciders come out of Wisconsin. That's the stuff. Greetings, Jimmy Invictus, Tonka Todd. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. So, anyway, as I said, tonight, as Billy Corgan put it, we have got some first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. We've got some Unearthed Arcana, which is also first edition Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, but we're playing AD&D, but first we're reading AD&D, but we also have the Dice Advent Calendar, and I should point out, tomorrow night, we're going to play some Classic Traveler. Now, I will be riding shotgun while behind the wheel will be our awesome Antipodean superstar co-host, Mr. Kyle Schuant. Oh, yeah, you heard me. That's right. Settle down. But he's going to be here running some Classic Traveler for your enjoyment and amusement. And then Thursday night, we have a guest. That's right. The one, the only Tracy Lesh will be here. TSR alum, all around swell guy, and a friend of mine. I think we can go full disclosure. A friend of mine, Tracy Lesh, will be in the house. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then Friday, of course, if we still have some Unearthed Arcana to read, we will get back to Unearthed Arcana. If not, we will find some other stuff to talk about. And then at 9 o'clock, we're going to play some Classic Gamma World. Now, a note about the live Let's Plays and content coming up next week and the week after. We are nearing, of course, Christmas, a very important holiday to the old Dungeon Delver. And while that is on a Sunday this year, while that does happen on a Sunday this year, there is to be considered the fact that, folks, I got to get ready and I got to decompress. I got stuff to do. I got cheesecakes to bake. I got presents to buy. I got stuff to deliver. So tonight's AD&D live stream will be the last of 2022. So we're going to take a hiatus for a couple of weeks, and then we're going to be back with the Let's Play AD&D after the first of the year. So the Tuesday after New Year's, which will be January 2nd. Well, yeah, of course it'll be January 2nd. But that Tuesday, we will pick up the AD&D. And now, are you asking if I'm stopping altogether? Well, no, I'm not. There will be Advent Dice video shorts, but to fill those times, I am digging deep back into the archives, and I am going to share some of the early days of this live stream from back when I was on Facebook. It was that spring of 2020. You know what was going on. I know what was going on. But I met and interviewed some awesome people. So you're going to see all kinds of classic stuff. I've got an interview with the artist Darlene, is all queued up, ready to go for next Tuesday evening. So and the following Friday, well, you'll just have to see. You'll just have to tune in. You'll just have to watch your notifications. And speaking of notifications, I've noticed there's been a nice uptick in subscriptions. Thank you. Welcome. Now, if you're not subscribed, if you're one of the people that the algorithm tells me comes to watch the show, but you haven't subscribed, please click that subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications. Sadly, it does not deliver Taco Bell, or perhaps I should say, fortunately, it does not deliver Taco Bell. But what it does do is it delivers news to you that yours truly is putting on some tabletop game and classic stuff for your enjoyment. So that is what is going to happen when you click subscribe and click the bell icon. So please do that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and tell us what you like about it in the comments. If you don't like this video, give it a thumbs down and tell us what you didn't like in the comments, because either way, we can do more or less of those things to make a better show for you, which is better for me, and it's better for everybody. So with that said, let's get right to it. So we have, again, I have carefully cut open the little doors in the Do Dragao Advent Dice calendar. Now we're on day 13, which is down here. I haven't looked at the dice. This is going to be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. So we're going to take a look at this. Oh, thank you, Chris. That's awesome. That's awesome. So what we have here is, it says, we should do the zoom in. Yeah. So let's come over here. Let's do that. Let's do this. So it says, are you being naughty or nice? Roll for assessing. And we have this kind of almost parchment D20. I'll show you this. So that kind of parchment looking D20 there. And as to whether or not I'm being naughty or nice, I'm leaving that judgment up to a jury of one, and that's going to be a sealed verdict. You guys aren't going to find that out. So let's see. Let's see what we get on this D20. We got, and I can't tell, a 10. Another difficult to read dice. So right in the middle. Right in the middle. So nice, even, and well-balanced die. Because, you know, that's how you can check die bias. Just roll it once. That's what the missus tells me, Jimmy. All righty. So there's our die. Thank you again from Mrs. the Dungeon Delver, who got me this gorgeous Advent calendar. I love it. And we have we got some cool swag from Do Dragao, but this is not sponsored by them. although they do have cool swag. This is sponsored by Mrs. the Dungeon Delver. So, with that said, we are 10 minutes into this. So, let's jump right in and take a gander and look, because we were looking at demi-human deities. We looked at dwarves, and then we kind of started getting into the elves a little bit. My favorite races of D&D. I mean, primarily humans, right? But elves are pretty awesome too. I mean, I like all the options. Gnomes are a little hard for me to get my head around, but the people who enjoy playing them, that's cool too. So let's jump back into it. And we're in what I call the good part of Unearthed Arcana, the stuff that doesn't make dungeon masters weep with frustration. Share. All right, and we'll add that to stream. All right, so we looked last night at a couple of elven deities. So we're getting now into Solonor Thalandria, god of archery and hunting. 308 hit points, chaotic good. 12th level druid, 17th level ranger, 10th level magic user, 12th level thief, 8th level bard. Clad in a great cloak of living leaves, Solonor strides through the forests in a search of game and seeks out and to seek out and destroy evil. Sorry. Pardon me. His only weapon is a +5 longbow that has a range as far as the horizon. Solonor will not close to do battle with an enemy, but will track and pursue, instead firing arrows from a never-empty quiver. He cannot be surprised by any living being within 48 inches of him, due to the keenness of his senses. The favorite tactic of this deity, should he anticipate battling a particularly dangerous foe, is to physically touch that being and then retreat. Once by himself, he can then manufacture a special arrow of slaying designed especially to kill that one opponent should it strike home. This type of arrow can kill any intended target of up to, but not including, demigod status. Many demons, devils, and other monsters of the lower planes have felt the bite of these missiles. Not even their magic resistance can protect them from certain death. It takes 1 day to make one of these arrows +3. When traveling through forests, Solonor becomes automatically invisible, as in improved invisibility, the 4th level illusionist spell, and completely silent. He taught the first elves the art of hiding in and moving through natural foliage so as not to be detected. Elven hunters and fighters frequently worship Solonor Thalandira, and appeal to him for better catches of game. Worshippers who distinguish themselves in some very extraordinary fashion have a 2% chance of being given an arrow of slaying of the normal sort, designed to slay the type of creature that is the elf's greatest enemy at that particular time. This gift can be received only once in an elf's lifetime. Hanali Selenil, goddess of romantic love and beauty. Of course, she is a minor deity, but with 312 hit points, would you call her minor? I wouldn't. She's a 12th level cleric and a 10th level druid, a 16th level magic user, a 15th level illusionist, and a 12th level bard. Hanali Selenil is predominantly depicted as feminine, although on rare occasions it is said that she has appeared as a male. Hanali influences the spheres of love and beauty, and is widely revered by many of the elves. She owns an immense crystal fountain and pool with which she keeps watch over her followers, as if using a crystal ball. When she bathes there in the waters of the pool, called the Evergold, her charisma score is enhanced for one day. During that time, she will receive a plus 75% reaction bonus and inspire awe in characters of up to 14th level. These bonuses, however, are only effective against elves and half-elves. I bet you did, Dungeon Minister. The goddess Aphrodite, described in the Legends and Lore book, is the only other being who shares the waters of the Evergold with Hanali, and she can gain the same bonuses mentioned above against humans. Oriented as they are towards different races, the two goddesses rarely find themselves at odds with one another. Their respective cults and followings, while rarely assisting one another, don't object to each other's presence. Hanali has no physical attack mode as such, though she does possess a magic aura of 6-inch radius. Any beings within this aura must save versus spell at -4 each round, or else be permanently charmed by her beauty. This goddess may only be attacked by beings with +2 or better weapons and negative charisma, -1 to -7. See the Legends and Lore book. All others will be so distracted by her presence as to miss her with every hit. Elven worshippers of Hanali Selenil, may once during their lifetime be granted an increase of 2 charisma points with respect to the opposite sex. For example, a female elf who receives this gift might have her normal charisma of 14 apply only to her dealings with other females. All males would see her as having a 16 charisma. This effect is permanent. There's a 5% chance of this benefit being granted following a great quest performed by that worshipper. This quest might involve the creation or preservation of a beautiful object, or mighty deeds done in the name of a loved one for the loved one's benefit. Oh, and there we are to Labellus Unearthed, the god of longevity, 310 hit points. He's a 14th level cleric, a 12th level druid, 18th level magic user, 16th level illusionist, 12th level bard. Like Coralon Lentharion, Labellus Unearthed variously appears as both male or female, and sometimes both or neither. Regardless of gender, Labellus always has silvery hair and misty gray eyes. This deity wears pale-colored robes of green, blue, white, and gray. At the creation of the elven races, Labellus blessed them with longevity and pronounced that the passage of time would do little to alter their appearances as it did to other races. Labellus knows the future and past of every elf and all elven-related creatures. Labellus Unearthed is acknowledged to be the master of time and aging by the elves. Once per round, should he fix his gaze upon any being within 12 inches of him, he can place that being in a temporal stasis, no saving throw, for as long as desired. At a touch, Labellus can restore youth to or prematurely age any being by up to 100 years in either direction, save versus spells applicable. This power is used only once, one form or the other, on a creature during its lifetime. All mortals within 18 inches of Labellus who are his enemies will be slowed automatically, and all mortal beings in the same radius who are allied to the god will be hasted, if Labellus so chooses. There is no saving throw against this power, though magic resistance could help. Labellus himself is immune to the effects of any spell or similar effect that involves time or would inhibit his movement, time stop, temporal stasis, slow, paralysis hold, etc. Elves who worship this being may appeal to him to undo the effects of age, but this is rarely 1% chance granted, and only to those who have done an outstanding quest in his name. Such quests should be worked out by the DM and usually involve the recovery of artifacts and relics that have been lost for hundreds or thousands of years. Followers of Libellus are usually historians or other types who collect information on the past history of elvenkind. And that wraps up the elves. Now, the gods of the halflings. The halfling pantheon is a small one, having one greater deity, Yondala, and several lesser deities and demigods. Most communities of halflings worship only a few of them, 4 or 5 at most, and as with all religions, residents of different areas may worship entirely different groups of deities. Yondala is the top authority amongst the halfling gods, though it is said that her control over Brandobarus is minimal at times. Regardless of their orientation and spheres of influence, the halfling deities are pledged to work together against the enemies of the halfling people. Most members of the halfling pantheon reside on one of the plains of the Seven Heaven, or in an area generally known as the Green Fields. Sheila Periol and 1 or 2 other deities make their homes on the plane of concordant opposition, and Brandobarus roams the prime material plane. But there are times when they too may be found in the green fields, just as the various Greek gods, regardless of where they may ordinarily reside, come up to Olympus to meet. It is interesting to note that the more powerful halfling deities tend to be females. By contrast, dwarven gods tend to be males, and elven gods a combination of both genders. Halfling deities are not aggressive by and large, and are more taken up with home pursuits and protection rather than with fighting. Even the adventurous Brandobarus avoids combat if he can help it. It's like the 4th mention of that guy. It's going to be interesting getting to him. Most halfling deities are concerned with the spheres of security, sufficiency, the earth, youth, play and humor, good luck, law, peace, secrecy, love, and friendship. One deity may actually control 2 or more of these concerns, as is common in this pantheon. The halflings have no deities of evil nature or ones representing war, suffering, fire and water, or death. Yondala is usually invoked at funerals as a protector of the departed souls of halflings. There is a neutral-aligned masculine lesser deity, Orogalan, who sometimes acts as a judge of and protector of the dead, but he is primarily an earth god. Orogalan lives on the plane of concordant opposition. Well, bring Touchberry over to the monitor there, Dungeon Minister. The 4 deities listed herein are amongst the most commonly worshipped ones. Some halfling druids might worship deities from other pantheons, e.g. Sylvanus, Ki, Dagda, Lug, but this is not common. Other deities may be developed as desired by individual dungeon masters, of course. Despite the small physical size of the halfling deities, their innate powers are quite respectable, and many of them work closely with deities from other pantheons as well, just as mortal halflings tend to work closely with other humans and demi-humans. Brandobarus is said to visit the other thieves' deities, particularly Hermes. Sheila Periol is on good terms with a number of Celtic deities. Yondala and the other lawful good deities help and are helped by other lawful good deities, and so forth. Thus, it may be safely asserted that the halfling pantheon should not, despite its size, be looked down upon. Sheila Periroil, excuse me, I've been saying Periol, but it's Periroil. Lesser Goddess, 306 hit points. She is a 14th level druid, a 7th level ranger, a 14th level magic user, and a 10th level bard, and cute as a button with a charisma of 22 and a comeliness of 24. She has also 18 double nut strength, guys. Don't get into an arm wrestling match with her. Tear it out at the shoulder. Sheila Periroil, known as Sheila the Wise, is the halfling deity of agriculture, nature, and weather. Her appearance is that of a halfling female dressed in wildflowers. It is said when she sings, she causes fields to grow, trees to bud, and seeds to sprout. Sheila brings good weather to her favored worshippers, but can easily send drought or floods to those who worship her poorly. The followers of Sheila Periroyal often wear small flower to honor, in her honor, and strive to work in harmony with earth and nature. 2 major celebrations are held yearly in this deity's religion, aside from the regular monthly services. One comes at the time of planting the first crops of the year, called the seeding, new spring, and other titles, depending on the region. Oh, no, it's an Albany expression. And the other at harvesting time, the high harvest, the reaping, etc. That sounds kind of grim. The reaping. You go into a halfling village and they're all carrying sickles and talking about the reaping. Just nope right out. He was an unusual fellow. He should have stayed. We were going to have free beer. Community-wide revelry is common at these celebrations, starting in the evening when the day's work has been finished and continuing late into the night. The length of these festivals varies from area to area, averaging about 10 days. The halflings have a little Coachella. There is a 1% chance that a halfling who makes a great quest or sacrifice in the name of Sheila Periroyal will be granted the power to cast an entangle spell once, 6th level of ability, at an enemy. The granting of this power does not depend on the halfling's alignment or class, except that true neutral halflings will be able to cast the entangle spell at 12th level of ability. This power may be granted several times to a halfling in the mortal's lifetime, but the quests or sacrifices made to gain it will become harder and more costly as time goes on. Only one such entangle spell may be had at any one time. I mean, for a halfling, a quest at great personal risk might be like to the next county over to buy a basket of peaches. Oh, Robert, that's so awesome. How was the Femmes show? Sheila Periroyal, should she need to, can create a special type of staff, like a shillelagh, in one segment from a blade of grass or a twig. This weapon will be +4 to hit and do 2 to 16 points of damage plus strength bonus. I imagine she just takes off a sandal, you know? Maybe. The effects of this spell are, let's see. She can cast the Entangle spell once per round. The effects are cumulative if cast several times over at the same area. For example, she could cast Entangle twice at a troll, and should it fail its saving throw twice against a spell, the troll will be slowed to 1/4 of normal speed. Additionally, each successive Entangle after the first one will inflict 1 to 4 points of damage on all creatures therein from constriction and abrasion. There's no saving throw for this, and it makes no difference if the victims are able to move or not. The use of entangle spells is her favored method of attack and defense. Arvarine, the Defender. 298 hit points, lawful good. A cleric, a ranger, a thief, a monk, a halfling monk. Halfling kung fu. The closest thing halflings have to a god of war is Arvarine the Defender, the patron of halfling fighters. Arvarine never attacks an opponent first, but the only first attack upon this deity, if it hits, will do half damage regardless of its power. The first magical attack upon him will be automatically reflected back upon the caster. Thereafter, spells may be cast at him normally. For his part, Arvarine can go invisible at will and attack unseen for the first 4 to 16 rounds of combat against an immortal, not a divine being. He uses a +4 sword that can shape change into any other type of hand-to-hand weapon for combat that he desires. Once a day, Arvarine may summon 10 to 40 halflings, 4th level heroes, each armed with short swords and short bows. They are armor class 4, 25 hit points each, and will obey him implicitly. A halfling monk, yes, like Yoda, or maybe somebody else we know. Bogo. Arvarine, though quite powerful, is not a particularly aggressive deity. He will only engage in combat if he's attacked, though he does seek his enemies and actively confront them to get them to desist from their evil practices. He will not go very far out of his way to avoid combat if it occurs, however, and will fight to the finish. Damien thought Yoda was a very disciplined goblin. I say seagulls, stop it now. Fighters and fighter thief comprise the majority of his worshippers. The fighter thieves are sometimes of neutral good alignment, and all of them will prefer to use their fighting skills over their thieving ones. While Arvarine does not hold thieving to be necessarily dishonorable, he discourages the use of thieving skills unless employed against enemies to better the chances for physical combat later. It would be permissible, for example, to steal enemies' weapons or break into their camp to free prisoners or make guerrilla raids, but it is not good to steal just to make yourself rich. Arvarine absolutely forbids stealing from other halflings or allied beings. How are we doing on time? We are fine on time. Cyril Levy, 260 hit points. She is lawful good. She's in the 7th heaven. 10th level cleric, 10th level paladin. Talk to me about they're not warriors. By the way, you guys could be hearing this in Morris the Nerd's voice for a $12 super chat. I'm just saying. She is the deity of friendship and trust, as well as a protector like Yondala. Cyril Ali is thought of more of a goddess who protects the home, but keeps the inhabitants from being too defensive and closed in. This deity appears to be a normal female halfling with brown hair who wears simple peasant's clothing. Her worst enemies are those who betray the trust of a host or who break into homes of halflings to steal. She is also the enemy of oath breakers. If she so wills, Cerulali can cause all non-living objects within a radius of 6 inches of her to become animated as if by a 20th level cleric spell, up to 20 cubic feet of material for 20 rounds. These spell effects will continue even if Cerulali leaves the area. She can perform this power up to 3 times a day. There is a 2% chance that if an exceptionally faithful follower of hers should call upon her for help while the follower is in his or her own home, Cyril Ali will cause one piece of furniture, not larger than 5 cubic feet in volume, to become animated for 5 rounds, attacking all enemies of that lucky halfling once per round during that time. Damage will vary according to the type of object animated. Any halfling who receives this benefit is obligated to perform a service for her afterward. The nature of the task or quest is left up to the dungeon master and should be challenging but not exceptionally difficult. The gift may be given to a halfling character only twice in his or her lifetime. Cerulali's followers are largely regular halflings, 0-level characters, and some fighter types. Worship services for her are held on the first day of each month. No particular weapons are associated with Cerulali, though she has been said to be able to make use of any weapon, magical or non-magical, that a regular fighter could use. Finally, Brando Barras. He is 185 hit points. 6th level druid, 6th level 7th level ranger, 6th level magic user illusionist, 19th level thief, 6th level monk. The adventures and misadventures of Brando Barras, Master of Stealth, are almost beyond counting. Most of these tales have the moral that it is better to not go running off into the wilderness on foolish dares. Nonetheless, Brando Barris comes across as an appealing sort of rascal. He has much of the trickster in him. He is primarily a clever thief who fools his opponents into thinking him harmless, then steals them blind and escapes their wrath. No matter how awful a situation in which he finds himself, and he's found some pretty awful ones, Brando Barris manages to find his way out again and make a profit from the episode as well. Brando Barris is so skilled at moving silently that he cannot be heard by any mortal being or god should he desire to conceal his movements. He can also hide so well as to be completely invisible, detectable only with a true seeing spell or some other magic item of similar power. Brando Barris goes on adventures to find some item he believes will make life more comfortable for him, though this does not always prove to work out as he'd planned. Brando Barris carries a dagger +3, which he usually wields in combat if he cannot avoid it. This dagger will magically point out the fastest and safest direction of escape from any maze or trap, making Brando Barris immune to maze spells while holding it. He also uses a +4 sling that hurls a ball of dust whenever it is used. The dust ball has a maximum range of 48 inches, 24 short, 36 medium, and does not harm the victim it strikes. The victim will feel nothing, but must save versus spell at -6 or fall deeply asleep for 6 to 36 turns. Kind of like I'm about to. I'm pretty tired. The followers of Brando Barris, as might be expected, are mostly thieves and or fighter thieves. The more ardent followers are usually also the ones who take the greatest risk on adventures, an especially daring risk, one which places the halfling in considerable jeopardy, that pays off is looked upon favorably by Brando Barris. He might reward the perpetrator of such a daring act, though he will do so only once in the halfling's lifetime, so as not to encourage the mortal to be too foolhardy. There's a 5% chance that Brando Barris' reward will be given to any halfling of 10th level or lower, raising the follower 1 level in ability. Because Brando Barris wanders the prime material plane, there's a 1% chance per level that a halfling thief of 11th level or higher will actually meet Brando Barris in the guise of another halfling thief and be invited by the demigod to go on a thieving adventure. Other thieves may come along on the adventure, but if they do not worship Brando Barris, they might find some of their valuables missing when the adventure is over. Brando Barris will reveal his identity only after the adventure is over and only to his followers. The adventures Brando Barris goes on, as stated before, can be exceptionally challenging and dangerous, but hold the promise of great reward for the fast, the clever, and the quiet. Hello, Sammy. Gods of the Gnomes. That's good stuff. The demi-human pantheon. I don't know. I'm going over to the gnomes. Should I maybe do like a German accent? The demi-human pantheon with the fewest members is likely that of the gnomes. By most accounts, there are only 6 or 7 deities governing the gnomish folk, though it is possible there are more in other universes. All gnomish gods, with the exception of Erdlin the Crawler, are ruled by Gar Glittergold. See the Legends und Lore book. All but one of them live on the plains of the Twin Paradises in the area called the Golden Hills, where the souls of the faithful gnomes go at death. The exception is, as before, Erdlin, who lives in the abyss. Why would you think Conan is a gnome, Jimmy? I'll let you think about that, and then I'll read this not in a German voice. Yes, General Bullcotter, I am an idiot. Hogan! The guy who played Major Hochstetter was an interesting dude. When he wasn't being Major Hochstetter, he was tearing up the bluegrass music circuit. And that's not a joke. The guy was an incredibly accomplished bluegrass musician. Gnomish deities are fully concerned with the fate of the gnomish race and go adventuring quite often to support their causes and keep enemies from overwhelming the gnomes. Maybe that German thing wasn't that far off the mark. Say need breathing room. Oh, I'm going straight to hell for that. I'm sorry. Though all of the known gnomish deities are masculine, they are worshipped by male and female gnomes with equal reverence. They lack the He-Man image of one might imagine an all-male pantheon would possess, but they're gnomes, so they're the size of He-Man figures. And are clever, sensible, and helpful. Erdlin is sexless, though still referred to as he, and shares none of these good qualities, but his few followers may still be male or female. Oh, why, A-Wig? You don't want to talk about Bob Crane? Gnomish gods nearly always have at least one companion, either a weapon, animal, or other deity that accompanies them on their missions. Garl has Aramdina, his intelligent battle axe. Bervan has his raccoon friend Chiktika. Sigojin is sometimes accompanied by an intelligent stone golem, and so forth. Erdlin, an exception again, has no friends. Mystara gnomes created airships and nerve gas. Yo. Because gnomes regard companions highly, it is inevitable that their pantheon reflects this trait. Gnomish deities usually only associate with the other gnomish deities, though they maintain loose contact with a few dwarven gods at times. Yes, Jimmy, Bob Crane's passing is unsolved to this day. They thought it was his neighbor for the longest time. They pinned it on his neighbor, but it was not him, because he and his neighbor shared the same hobbies. To continue on, pranks and practical jokes are a major response of gnomish gods to their enemies. They often act indirectly against their enemies, but if the situation is serious enough, they are fully able to take the offensive and fight directly in battle. Compared to other non-human deities, the gnomish pantheon is one of the most active and most involved with its worshippers. Bervan Wild Wanderer, the forest gnome. 295 hit points, neutral good, like you might expect. He's a 12th level druid, an 8th level ranger, a 13th level illusionist, and a 20th level thief. Watch your wallet. Carl Glittergold's once more in English. Garl Glittergold's closest rival in the field of good-natured mischief is Bervan Wild Wanderer, the forest gnome. While he lacks Garl's finesse and dedication, Bervan is slightly better in the practice of his thieving skills. He dresses in clothes of wood-brown hues and carries a spear +3 made from an ancient oak tree on the Twin Paradises called Whisperleaf. If this spear is destroyed, Bervan may take another from the wood of the Whisperleaf in a single day. Only he may safely approach this tree, will attack all others treated as a treant for maximum size and hit points. Whisperleaf regenerates all wood loss within an hour. Well, that's about the tree. What about the gnome? In battle, Bervan may touch his special spear to any ordinary tree, automatically animating it for 5 to 20 turns as a treant of 12 hit dice. The tree/treant obeys all of Bervan's orders and no one else's for the duration of its animation. Bearvon may do this as often as he likes, animating one tree per round. Bearvon has a traveling partner, a giant raccoon named Chiktika Fastpaws, who is highly intelligent but prone to act before he thinks. Chiktika is armor class 3, moves at 15 inches, has 70 hit points, and all the powers, including attacks, of a 12th level thief with an 18 dexterity. Chiktika does 2 to 8 points of damage with each set of claws and bites for 2 to 12 points of damage plus rabies. It doesn't say that, but it's a raccoon, so I just, make that assumption. Many stories are told of the adventures that this duo have shared, often starting by Chiktika's humorous ability to get into trouble by borrowing something valuable, such as a minor artifact or some other item. It's Rocket Raccoon. It's Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxies, but for D&D. I grew up in Northeast Alabama, and Sea Rock City was on every other bumper, billboards around the little town I lived in. Sea Rock City. Though Bearvan likes to play jokes on other creatures, it is hard not to like him. He tends to keep to himself except for Chiktika's company, and is said to sometimes roam the forests of the prime material plane. He is distinguished by his nut brown skin and pale gray hair and his raccoon friend. Should he chance to meet a worshipper of his who has performed some great deed in his name, DM's option, about a 1% chance of encounter, he will give that gnome a minor magical item. Such a worshipper will meet Bearvon only once in his or her lifetime. Gnomish fighters, fighter thieves, and thieves of a non-evil nature are often the followers of this god and prefer living in the outdoors rather than in a city all of the time. Erdlen, the crawler below. He's a chaotic evil gnome. You're an angry elf. Symbol, white mole. Does he mean the skin thing or burrowing? I don't know. He's an 8th level cleric, a 10th level fighter, a 13th level illusionist, and a 12th level assassin. Erdlin is the epitome of the evil impulse that rules some gnomes and is feared by the rest. He appears as a huge, dead white, furless mole with claws of steel. I've got claws of steel. It is said that Erdlin, a neuter and sexless being, lusts for precious metals, jewels, and the blood of any human, humanoid, or demi-human. No one can predict when he will strike next, or what his plans are to further the cause of evil amongst gnome kind. Behold, I am the Underminer! I am always beneath you, but nothing is beneath me! Just as he can burrow into the earth of the abyss, so he hopes evil will burrow into his followers' hearts and souls. He thrives on harmful trickery against the innocent and good. Craig says, I'm glad you're live. I want to thank you for your first edition playlist. It's been a help as I tried to build it. Oh, you're quite welcome, Craig. Well, thanks for stopping by. I hope you're subscribed, and if not, you'll consider subscribing to the channel. Now seize him for the initiation. Oh, no, sorry. We phased out the initiation last year. I forgot. Erdlin's form... Lawsuits. Erdlin's form is distorted by a permanent blur spell which cannot be dispelled while he lives. His clerics have a 5% chance of successfully calling upon Erdlin when in danger and having him cast a blur spell on them for protection. However, if the gnome cleric is slain anyway while the spell is still in effect, Erdlin will eat the gnome's soul when it reaches the abyss. Erdlin's clerics may appease their deity by pouring the blood of a creature they killed into the ground and burying it. Jewels and valuable metal goods are sacrificed to him by ruining them, breaking, tarnishing, melting, and then burying them. The clerics of this deity are continually at war with the rest of the gnomish deities and the clerics and followers thereof. Gnomish assassins and evil thieves and fighters make up most of the worshippers of this awful deity. They generally share their lord's love for evil and deadly pranks directed against all creatures, even other gnomes. His followers often prefer to live underground after the manner of Erdelin's chaotic tunnel home in the abyss. All right, we'll do one more, and then I think we'll say our thank yous, and then we'll get on to playing some AD&D. Segogen Earthcaller. Earthcaller, you're on the air. What can we help you with? 280 hit points. Neutral good. He's a 14th level druid, a 6th level fighter, a 16th level magic user illusionist, and a 4th level bard whose hobbies are fishing, wood carving, and painting. Let's all give a big show welcome. Segojan is the gnomish deity of the earth and nature, a friend to all living animals that move above and below the earth, and one who speaks to the very rock itself. He is known to his worshippers as a gray-skinned gnome who wears armor made of grass and roots that acts as leather +4. When he enters battle, he carries a rod made of crystal and quartz that is +4 to hit and does 3 to 30 points of damage per hit. This rod will create a stone golem once a day that is of average intelligence and will obey Segojan's commands alone. The rod must be pressed against a mass of rock of sufficient size to form the golem. Segojan may also call up 2 to 8 earth elementals, 16 hit dice each, once a day. Though his primary nature of control is the earth and nature, Segojan is also seen in a lesser way as a gnomish god of magic. Many of his followers are illusionists who strive to improve their art for the betterment of gnomekind and for their art's sake as well. Gnomish miners and jewelers also revere this deity. The non-player clerics of Segojan frequently cast light or continual light spells on large and well-cut gems for use as holy symbols, causing them to glow from within. And that's where we will leave off the gnomish deities for tonight. And here in just a few minutes, we're going to get into some first edition advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Got my crew coming in here. They're hanging out in the green room in the back. 3-foot guy with a grass skirt carrying a crystal. Not impressed, dude. Must be the god of weed. Fair enough. But yeah, so that does not conclude the gnomish pantheon. We still got one to go. Then we're going to get into some AD&D. But before we get into the AD&D, I want to take a minute because, as you've seen, the crab has been dutifully holding up our marquee banner going across there. If you'd like to support the show on Patreon, you can become a patron. You can support us through Subscribestar, PayPal Direct, or you can buy me a coffee. And there are some folks who like to do that, and I like to thank them for it. So let me give an extra special shout out to the following folks before we jump into D&D. It's not Bill Kahn. Let me say thank you to Joshua Garlock, Lord Corion, Ricky Maru, Mobius, Kevin Reynolds, Doomsword Deathmaster, Mark Simpson, Damien247, James F. Keck, William Smith, the Dungeon Minister, Manny Wall, Mark Corey, Kevin Wood, Todd Sharp, Carnivore Farmer, Rob, Jeremy Rule, Bo Ganora, Mikey Mank, Sky Hernstrom, the DM's Council, and Pete Sullivan, flip them around there, And Baron Von Headbanger, thank you all so very, very much for helping out here at the show. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It is very awesome that you choose to donate month to month to help do that thing. So I'm going to remove my Santa hat because it does not work well. I've got Santa hat here. It does not work well with the headphones. So I'm just going to put this right here. And in just a few minutes, we're going to get started with our first edition AD&D. In that time, I like to open up. We'll send our cameraman out to the audience with a microphone, and you folks can ask me a question if you want. No, we're not going to do that. But if anyone has a question, comment, anything, and we will do our best to answer it, because I know some of you folks are new. I know some of you folks. Oh my gosh, Greg, thank you so much. Craig, thank you so much. My services to the communities. Craig, thank you. Really, that's swell. That is swell. There's a hero right there. 20 Canadian smackers. Namaste, my friend. That was awesome. How will I try to kill the thief tonight? Oh, well, that would be telling, wouldn't it? That would be telling. I am swell. Yeah, I've been seeing a doctor about that. It's fluid retention. It happens. Oh, you meant I'm good? Okay, yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. Yep. But anyway, one thing I can tell you, since we do have 3 minutes, if any of you guys are formulating questions, there will be some quality of life improvements. I got some I got some great help, verbal help with the lighting. I'm going to be getting some diffusers up here for the lighting, so it's not quite so harsh, so I can have more and spread out lights, so the light's a little bit more natural, but it won't be like blasting straight in my face. That's going to be nice. So I'm looking to get in a couple of diffusers to mount on my light booms. So that'll be, again, first of the year. Maybe Santa Claus will bring me those, and some things that'll help me do printing time turnarounds. Printing times. That's what I was going to say. Orders for the Bugbear Trio and my brain keeps wanting to say Doom Sword. It's not that. The War Duke. You can see where I could confuse the two. The War Duke Miniatures Trio, that is closed. They are going to manufacture probably tomorrow, because I don't really want to get into it at 11 o'clock tonight. I will start kicking off prints tomorrow, and hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers, hopefully be able to start shipping those out next Monday. I'll start shipping those out next Monday. So that's the hope, because I could use some printing time, put that printer to use. So I understand, Ricky. Well, here's the thing. I'm going to probably be offering some individual minis. I haven't decided what. And those, I think, will be a lot more along the lines of just like a mini that you can buy. So let me don then now my headphones. Because we have a full house. In the house, we have Baron Von Headbanger, Mark, TK, and Doom Sword.
One thing I've noticed, though, we look a lot less washed out in this than we do on our own cameras.
Could be a little bit of digital noise reduction, courtesy of whatever algorithms they're using at StreamYard or perhaps YouTube. I'm not sure, but that's good.
I just know whenever I see myself in the little StreamYard camera, like before stream, I look like washed out and like white as like like it looks horrible. But then like the moment,
no.
yeah.
I know what you're talking about. That is it. It basically puts a little alpha shadow across you, so you know you're not live. When you see yourself like that, you're basically there. Consider it like a shade is drawn over you until it's raised up. So that's why.
Okay, that makes sense. Also, hi all.
Good evening, everyone. All right. So, when last we left the adventurers, you had just slain a false dragon. Not that it seemed too false to you when you were locked in mortal combat with it in the caverns and caves of Castle Greyhawk. You scooped up its treasure and returned henceforth to the Longhouse. And did you go all the way back to the city of Greyhawk?
No.
You did not.
We didn't identify. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
We didn't identify. I just look at my notes. Outlier, you have a longsword +4. I seem to remember. And I guess Abner's holding on to the 3 potions, unless someone wants a potion of growth, levitation, or polymorph self.
Growth would be great for the paladin, most likely, right?
Maybe.
I mean, that's going to give him requisite strength, I think.
Yeah.
We get into something with some ceiling. We don't want to make dragon jello or whatever, but
That's perfectly fair. 1 potion.
Okay.
Abner checks the labels. Yeah, this one.
Yeah. What else?
I think it's this one.
Have?
Growth, levitation, and polymorph self.
And polymorph self sounds like a you for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it was a me, if I was going to polymorph down into like a tiny size to scout some stuff or whatever. But I don't like the way those potions last forever and you can't end them.
Yeah. Okay. Abner will hold on to them if we decide there's a plan that something will work, like levitation, for you to go up higher or something. We can always do it then.
That works.
Okay.
Cool.
So regarding the potion of growth, just so we're clear, this potion causes the person consuming it to enlarge in both height and weight, his or her garments and other worn or carried gear likewise growing in size. It's sufficiently increased to allow bearing normal armor and weapons, but does not add to combat. So you get bigger, but you don't get like hill giant strength or ogre strength or whatever.
No, so you just get bigger. Wow. That's, yeah.
You can just eat a lot to get bigger. That's easy.
Yeah. Now, of course, with the extra weight, if you're trying to break something,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
a door or something.
It still seems like something that Cork, you have this one.
Okay.
Chasm in a cavernous area, you could lay across it and let your friends cross, and then you climb over.
Block a doorway,
I shouldn't be giving you guys ideas for that. I really
good idea.
That's a terrible idea. Never do that.
Nah, and then he can stretch out. We can walk along his back, and then we'll just leave him.
Yeah.
We'll try to pull you up.
He'll never be your beast of burden. Okay, so yes, you're back at the Longhouse. I believe Abner, you're completely wiped from a. Well, your con is 16.
Yeah,
correct.
So I'm a con 8.
Yeah. So I mean, no, you're not unconscious or wiped out. It will it will take you a day to recover your 8 points of Constitution.
Yep.
So, what do you guys wish to do in the meantime, or do you wish to return to the dungeon?
I guess what you want to wait for Abner's Constitution come back?
It could.
How long did that take?
A day.
I'm looking at it right now. I must rest for
Oh.
6 turns per 1 point. Oh, so 8 hours.
So a day.
So 8 hours per 1 point.
No, 8 hours for 8 points.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, we'll just wait a day.
Yeah. So
we could like hunt or
Yeah.
scavenge or something, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll be ready to go. I'll be ready to go in the morning.
Yeah, it does feel like you put in an extra hard day getting, out in the fields or whatever you did before you became a dilettante spell slinger.
I was born this way.
I can't see your poker face.
You were born with a silver wand in your mouth, huh?
Exactly.
All right, so let's see here. And I know, I got to check this here. Did I send you guys the list of stuff? Because there was some coin involved too, as I recall.
I wrote down, I think you may have, I wrote down 500 copper. Woo.
Hey.
And a whole bunch of gems.
Oh yeah, the list is there.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, we got like 5,000 copper or something stupid. It was
Yeah,
like
it's like-
25. It was 25 gold worth of copper.
Yep.
And
Yes.
and a bunch of gems and a +4 sword, which is all I really care about.
Yeah, we talked about giving them coppers to the henchmen over the hirelings.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right, letting them party.
Yep. You gave us the whole list.
Yep.
I see it here. I see it in the Discord, which, by the way, yes, we have a Discord. If you're out there and you're interested in such tomfoolery, you can join our Discord. I will paste it here in the live chat, and you can swing by and say hi.
Also, if you like what we have going on here, you should likey subby dingy.
That absolutely.
Likey, subby, dingy.
All right. So yes, you have the 3 potions. So the potion of polymorph self, who is that going to? Or have you decided yet? Have you decided who's taking charge of what?
Abner is taking the potion of levitation and polymorph self. The potion of growth goes to Cork. The sword goes to Outlier.
Okay, well, Outlier.
I didn't do it.
Oh, but you did. You did. Okay, do you guys want individual penny parcels of XP now, or we'll just do it all
Let's do it
when you
later.
guys get that Grey? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Let's do it later once we've sold everything like we always do. Also,
Right on.
I did mark the XP for the sword, but that was just so I don't forget.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Your DM appreciates your diligence. All right. So let's see if anything untowards happens during the evening. The reanimated corpse of Jim the ogre comes beating on the door or something like that.
I kill him.
He probably has a swank job in Greyhawk these days.
I figured he's mayor by now.
Yeah.
Bouncer at some club located in a sub chamber beneath the sewers of the graveyard. All right, so the night passes and nothing untowards happens as you're resting there in the longhouse near Castle Greyhawk, and you awaken to a cold day with the first snow of the season blanketing the ground. Greetings, TJ.
So, adventurers, are we going to go back in the dungeons?
Let's do it.
Yes, I'm going
That's
to
got my
murder
vote.
all of the things.
Where do we wish to go?
Thanks.
Not those whites.
Okay. There's still a lot of those caverns down there that we can explore.
Let's
Mm.
let's do that.
Okay.
Let's go down the cistern. I don't like the elevator.
You
Yeah,
haven't
nor
even
do
gone down
I.
the elevator. So before we went into and beat up a dragon, there was a room that had 2 exits. One that went to the dragon, one that went not to the dragon, if I remember correctly. I think
I say
let's
we
start
continue from there.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
there.
Keep
Do I have that
pushing
right,
forward.
oh great DM?
That is correct. That is correct. There is a small tunnel that leads off of the rapidly widening tunnel that led into the cavern where you fought the fire lizard.
Yeah. So let's go there.
Sounds good. Just mentioning it in case it impacts your map, Abner. I think Court did go down we went down there last time, right? And we defeated that passageway, the psychological spook passageway with him leading the way, right? And it curved right back around.
And we found jack shit.
Yeah. It was a blank passage that you could get to the elevator one way, and it was blank wall on the other side.
Okay.
I'm Abner is up for any exploration. He wants to study the great underground environment that is Castle Greyhawk.
I want to study its propensity to hold treasure.
Yeah, there is that. So let's go to just before the fake dragon room. It seemed pretty real to me, but
Would you guys like a control sample to tell the difference?
The HP will probably average out. So,
all right. So you head back, tramping through the snow. Nothing untowards finds you, or you find it, and you climb down the cistern, down the various ropes and chains and whatnot. The puddles of standing water here are still puddles of standing water, despite the cold temperatures above. It is still warmer and slightly humid down here. Nothing untowards happens, and you have your 3 exits, 4 if you wish to undo the engineering of the orcs.
I'm going to come back with a team of dwarves and pickaxes, but not today.
Not today. One day we'll knock that dang wall down, but this is not that day. So you're heading to the west then, I presume, adventurers?
yes.
Alrighty.
I think in the usual manner, Turgo out in front a bit. One of Abner's henchmen carries a torch to light the rest of us.
yeah, and the warriors are behind, like right inside the edge of the torch radius. Is that how it goes? Like side by side with the dog?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you return to the twisting guts of the caves, finding your way along, groping through dark passageways, tunnels dripping with moisture, niter, and various noxious feeling, but essentially harmless molds and slimes squidging under your feet. And you find the junction that leads to the narrow passage off the main cavern where you fought the false dragon.
Okay, and the exit from that was what? Sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's broad enough that it will admit 2 in a fairly close proximity to walk down that tunnel. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Yeah, which direction was that going off in? I should ask Abner. I think you got the map right, Mark.
I got a vague map. I think it was kind of southish.
Yes, the opening is southish, but it immediately turns back to the east.
Okay.
All right, I'll proceed down that way. I assume with companions in tow.
Okay. Bear with me just a second. You ever do that thing where you move your mouse and you bump the edge of your keyboard with your mouse and it hits a key on the mouse and then everything goes to hell? Because that just happened to me. I'm just happy it didn't close my session of the live stream. Let's see. Can you please? Thank you so much.
And like always, we're still advancing behind Turgo until he makes some kind of sign or whatever to stop us.
Okay. And Turgo, you're about 30 feet ahead of the group?
Yeah. And I think that generally I attempt to move silently. I understand what that probably covers what hide in shadows and move silently for the most part.
No, you can do one, but not both at the same time.
Right, but if I'm moving silently, there's no point in moving silently if somebody can see me. So I choose move silently.
Okay. Alrighty, Turgo strides out in front of you, and he is like the wind. He is not tearing the rice paper. There's no scratch of gravel under his feet, no faint hiss of wet sand, no splish of water as he strides away from you into the dark down the tunnel. Turgo, you eventually come out into a chamber that is roughly rectangular. Excuse me. It is roughly rectangular. Oh, that's not me. It is roughly rectangular, about 20 feet north-south, and approximately 30 feet-ish east-west. It takes your eyes a few moments to adjust, but there is what appears to be a chest or a box just off the center of the room, and scattered around it. Let me see here. Let me see if there is anything scattered around it. I'm sorry. I have to check my notes. But there is definitely the chest-like object. So,
wait, friends, I just heard, and I quote, chest-like object. This is a really good sign to shoot it first.
I had a friend not really a friend, an acquaintance one time who said to my other friend, he said, "Role player knowledge, boy." And that's the way he talked.
all right.
God rest his soul.
So yeah, you look like looking at this, you think you must be in some sort of ancillary treasure room that maybe the fire lizard will loot up in, because there is the chest, there is a great pile of coins or coin-shaped objects. You're using infravision, so yeah, there's a goodly amount of that, but without a light source or without approaching any closer, you can't tell 100% for sure. And you are 30 feet away from the party, and the hallway behind you kind of curves away to the southwest. It sort of makes a U shape as it goes back to the hallway, and so the party is still kind of in the gooseneck as you're standing in the middle looking at this minor hoard of loot.
Right. Are there any apparent exits that I'd be able to pick up with infravision?
Not that you can see at a glance, but the southeast corner of the room, there is sort of a niche in it.
Right. Well, this is where Turgo shows his true value to the party and waits for them to arrive rather than pilfering the treasure chamber. Once they round the corner, I'll motion to them, whatever motion I typically use, for them to stop and be silent. As silent as it can be.
I will cast Stand Still.
Let me see. You succeed.
I'll slowly motion them forward to within whispering distance. I don't mind being captured by their light source.
Okay. Yeah, so you see there across a stony floor, there is a box that appears to be manufactured of stone similar to the floor underneath it, and there is a massive pile of gold coins, and you can see other items sort of sitting in it. Your light sources glitter off of jewelry in the gold coins.
Well, what do we do from here?
Well, we should investigate. If that
Yeah.
stuff is real, we should find a way to get it out of here.
I'm a little suspicious of a treasure pile like that not being guarded by anything.
We do have swords of bean counting. Do they go off?
I'm sorry, you have swords of what?
We have swords of bean counting. We have on record at least one of our swords can count.
Oh yeah,
points.
if you ask the swords, the swords are telling you straight up there are thousands and thousands and thousands of pieces of real gold over there.
There's the answer, guys.
I've come to know through Thieves Guild stories of good magicians capable of detecting magic across a large area. Would you happen to be one of those good magicians?
Yes, but did not prepare that today.
I see.
So we could come back tomorrow, and I could do that for you.
We have two
I was
choices.
preparing
don't we?
for battle today.
Indeed. So we have two choices.
Okay.
I can proceed across the chamber with a 10-foot pole, poking around, hoping not to be accosted, or we can camp and wait.
No, we're not waiting down here. Yeah, 10-foot pole it is. Now, in this
Somebody-
room, are there anything on the walls that our torches pick up?
No, it's all just stone, just cavernous stone.
And then there's that niche on the southeast corner. Okay.
That you can't quite see around into.
And the chest looks like it's made of the same stuff as the floor.
Has anyone checked the floor?
It's a similar
Not yet.
color of stone.
Okay.
Has anyone checked the floor?
Not yet. I assume we haven't even gone in. That we're just like at the entrance to it.
Yeah.
Dab the floor.
Well, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Perhaps your god has some blessings for a lowly, humble thief who refuses to worship him. By the way,
Well, you don't worship the leg taker.
I see. Well,
At least I
whatever.
don't think you do. If you
No,
do,
I don't. That's what I
fine.
meant. Is that somebody who's not going to worship him? In the worst, I'll probably kill his hirelings or something.
Well, I tell you what, I have a blessing for you. It's called "You've died twice now," and I will be sure to resurrect you a third time.
Yeah, but I might not survive such an attempt at this point.
Deus
But
Vult.
I'll go. Whatever. You only live once.
Or in your
Or
case, twice or three
3
times.
times. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
God wills lightning bolt attack. Deus Volt.
Yeah. Well, apparently nobody has anything to help me with anything. So you know what? It's the holidays. I'm just gonna go.
I have bless, and I have silence. Which do you want? I can cast hold person on
Sometimes
you.
I
and
want
throw you
silence,
in.
just not right now. Yeah, I don't know what bless does, but if it helps me, I'll take it.
No, it's like +1 to attacks and saving throws for like anyone within 5 feet
Saving
of me or
throws.
whatever.
Yeah, like poison or something.
But you have to be within 5 feet of me.
Right, so you'd
Or
have to follow.
10 feet.
Screw
1
it.
inch.
I'll go.
Yeah, no.
Enough talk.
Have fun.
I'm gonna
Okay.
uncollapse my collapsible 10-foot pole and proceed in the only way I know how to do, tapping the floor at every step.
Okay. And remind me, please, Turgo's 18 dex, right?
No, he's not. He's 16.
Oh, okay. Then you are surprised. Not shocked, just surprised. When the floor
I figured as much.
just sort of just ripples up around you. Well, you know what? Let's see. It starts to ripple up around you.
I was right. I told you to stab the floor.
Look into my eye.
And I don't have my spreadsheet open right now. For some reason, Office is acting weird on this machine. But what is Turgo's armor class, please?
Yeah, well, fortunately, my armor class is a 3 now.
Your armor
It's
class is a
magical armor.
3. Okay, well, that you know what, you are under attack by a trapper, and
Of course I am.
It is, it is trying to have a Turgorita, a Turgito, instead of a taquito, a Turgito.
Sure, and I'm trying not to cuss into the mic.
That's fine. I and my very, very, very minimal monetization from YouTube. Thank you.
This is Todd's fault. I seen a chat about that.
All right, so let's see. Basically the gray stone of the floor undulates and attempts to grab you. I'm sorry, you said your armor class is 3?
Yes, sir.
And did you have bless working?
No.
Okay. You leap backwards, but the thing winds around you, and you are now being clutched by a great stone hard, kind of foul smelling muscularness that is squishing you. And you take 7 points of damage. The rest of you see this. None of the coins fly out. None of the stuff flies out. So what is the rest of the party doing?
I charge.
Alrighty. You faintly hear Turgo inside. You hear Darowitch say, "I'll save you, sir." What is the party paladin doing?
I am charging as well.
All right. You are definitely far enough away / close enough to see it, to charge to it, rather. Of course you see it. And what about Abner, Mark?
Abner and his hireling, his bodyguards, will move forward at a reasonable pace, so they can maybe stab it slightly next round.
All right. Attacks all go before the initiative is rolled. So those of you charging, roll your attacks, and these all happen at +2.
That's got to be a hit.
Okay. And this thing is, I believe, I need to double check the trapper stats. It doesn't have to kill you. It can preserve you because it is a trapper keeper. But it is a large creature for purposes of damage.
Yeah, 14 plus 7 is 21. So that's like armor class -2, -3.
Yeah. What?
Does it classify as large?
Yes.
It does classify as large.
I got a 20 with all the bonuses.
That will hit.
And 11 damage.
Okay, roll for Darwish, please. Doom Sword, if you want to do that.
16 damage.
Okay, right. Yeah, he rolled a 10.
Probably, yeah, that's not going to hit. But yeah, you guys drive your swords deeply into this thing. Abner, you spend the round moving to it, and it is going to first of all, you're going to take another 7 points of damage, Doom Sword, as it scrunches you, and it's trying to push. It's basically trying to grab the folks who have all charged up. So and moved up in this round. So let's see. Oh dear. It wraps Darwesh up and pulls him in, and
well, he's dead.
It misses. It misses Cork, and it misses the dwarf. So, in the new round, what is what are you two redoubtable fighters going to do?
I cast sword.
You cast sword, Paladin.
Yep.
And how about our resident magic user?
Is there room for Abner and his bodyguards to stab?
Oh, good Lord. This thing is a column of gray muscle that is almost reaching the ceiling now that it's got two characters folded up in it.
So my
Then-
dog can bite.
Yeah, dog can bite. And so therefore we will try to stab.
Okay, let's roll initiative. And that will go, we will say, let's see, Baron, roll initiative for the side, please.
Okay.
Come on.
4. 4.
All right, party goes first.
All right.
18 points from me and 4 points from my dog.
16. Is a 16 a hit?
16, you are Paladin 2?
Yes.
Actually, it's the same bracket. I shouldn't. Let's see. Dungeon Master's Guide. 16. 16, 16, 16.
A 16 Paladin 2 is...
That will... Your sword bounces off of it. So you did a total of 22 points of damage.
If AC 0 hits, yes.
And it absolutely does.
Okay.
So yeah, you've stabbed great rents in this thing. Turgo takes 7. Darwish takes 7. Or no, wait, what is Darwish's armor class? He is wearing...
I don't know.
I don't...
Did we give him banded mail?
Yeah, I think he's AC 5, so yeah, Darwish takes more damage than that. He cries out in pain. Mark, what about you and your bodyguards?
Staying on the way I always do things, I miss entirely. All 3 rolls. No
Ouch.
hits.
Okay. Okay, Mark, do you want the good news or the bad news first? I'm lying. There is no good news.
Yes.
Glup!
Just Abner or the hirelings too?
Well, let's see.
We're going to get TPK'd by a floor.
Yeah, and the pseudo dragon too.
We're not gonna get TPK'd. I'll live.
I should roll for your pseudo dragon also.
He's invisible.
Yeah. Well, you have good company. Yeah, your pseudo dragon is invisible most of the time, so it's not really aware of your pseudo dragon. But yeah, you and a man at arms are immediately swallowed up, taking now Abner is armor class what? 10?
Armor class 10, that's his base. Yeah, he's AC 7 because of Dex.
Okay, well, in this case, it goes by armor type. So you take 14 points of damage.
Whoa!
Crunch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And the hirelings have banded mail.
Remember, I can heal you once this thing's dead.
Oh, I know.
All right. Well,
Not if I'm dead first.
kind of hear this horrible wet pop from somewhere with it. So there's 2 of you, well, 3 counting the dog, outside this thing. I know what it's going to do in the next round. How about you guys?
We're gonna keep wailing on it.
Same
Can we wail on
thing,
this thing
same
from the
thing.
inside?
I'm sorry.
Like,
No, they
those
can't.
inside can't fight.
They're pinned. They are pinned.
Well,
Damn,
now
how-
my pseudo dragon's going to try to do something. It's going to
Yeah,
try
how
to
many things can
poison
this thing eat?
It's a room.
It depends on the size of the
20
room.
by 40.
It's a
20 by
valid
30?
question.
20 by
Okay.
30. It's a big
Yeah.
room.
It's valid.
All right. So your pseudo dragon will attack in the new round. You're thinking really hard at it. Help, daddy! Help, daddy! All right. So why don't you go ahead and roll initiative for us, please, if you would, TK.
Sure.
TK 421. Future post.
Are you sure you want me to do that?
Yeah.
That's a 2. Here's where my dice fail me. Watch it.
All that matters is the D20, my friend.
All
right.
It doesn't matter if I roll a 1. Well, actually, no. Even if I roll a 1 for damage, it's still going to hurt. But that's the point.
Yeah, you get like 3d6,
God.
don't you?
With my longsword, it's only D10.
Right.
My longsword is D10, but my minimum damage is 11.
I tell you what, guys, it's your lucky night. Party goes first.
I have AC 0 if it helps.
Okay, so one hireling is still around.
Yes, one hireling is still around.
What? They rolled a 15. That's probably not good enough for anything.
No, it's his weapons bounce off of it.
Okay, and the pseudo dragon rolled a 13. Pseudo dragons are 2 hit dice.
13 damage from me. Jack shit from my dog.
Okay, and what about Cork?
I missed.
Okay,
The pseudo dragon would have hit an AC 3.
the pseudo dragon did hit.
Cork, you have a
Awesome.
+2 sword. Why?
So pseudo dragon
Doesn't help when you roll a 9.
pseudo dragon does 3 points of damage and a poison sting.
That's right.
A poison.
It's
stinger.
let's see. Any creature struck must save versus poison or go into catalepsy, which lasts
Yes!
for 1 to 6 days.
Catalepsy.
Come on.
Catalepsy. It might be immune, but catalepsy.
All right. It does not save. The whole thing just kind of shrunk.
Oh my god. You poisoned the
Thank
floor.
you, Abner.
The
God,
room
you
will only
saved
be
my
asleep
ass.
for a few days. Let's get the stuff out.
Well,
Character?
no, it's okay. Heal the party first, and then we go back to stabbing it.
Badly wounded character, badly wounded NPC, badly wounded character, soup.
I'm gonna focus on the badly wounded characters first. Sorry, NPC.
right.
Hey, DM, I'll let you randomize. Do a D2, one for Hilda, one for Harold. Which one got killed?
All right. 1, 2, Harold. 3, 4, Hilda. Harold, we hardly knew ye.
Harold!
So, good news and bad news. Good news, Turgo is healed. Bad news, it's for 1 point.
All right.
Good
well,
news.
It's the thought that counts.
Good news,
Yeah.
Abner is healed. Better news, it's for 6 points. And
So here's a question
All
for
right.
you, DM.
Turgo, I can give you 4 points.
DM,
Oh, did you
question
do
for
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Familiar gives me extra hit points. I
Yes.
used all of them up in one of my own. If I get healed, what happens there?
So the familiar isn't the one who was injured.
Yeah.
Basically, you're not starting alone.
I start on mine, not
Yeah, you start on yours. He's a buffer on the end of things.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, TK. What did you get back to me?
you get 6.
Okay, cool.
And then the follower that's hurt gets 2.
The follow. Oh, that's Darwish.
Okay.
My
yeah,
follower
there we
is
go.
more than hurt.
Yeah. The follower's dead. But
Yeah.
so Darwish gets 2 back, so at least he's mobile. And so it's 3 rounds, cure light wounds. I have 1 cure light wounds left. Who wants it?
Well, I'm at less than half.
Turgo.
I still
Yeah.
got some
I also have
crushed
potion of
bones.
healing. Hold on.
Oh no. Those are money. This is free.
All right.
You try and
I'll
see what
take
happens, and then
whatever.
I've got this here.
4.
Oh, thank you. And praise
So-
your God. Kill that thing immediately.
TK Outlier's sword blow basically ripped this thing open, and it ceases to be.
Oh, it's dead.
At the same time, it got poisoned. Yes. So there is a massive pile of gold coins, more underneath it than were above it.
That's
Oh
fine.
wow.
And some interesting odds and ends. Let's see what you find. There's a scroll tube there. There's definitely a scroll tube.
Boink.
There goes my last cure light wounds.
5 curse spells.
You should have given that one to me. I could read magic at some point or something, right?
Abner just collapses into a froth of corruption.
So I have a question. What happens if I cast Animate Dead on the trapper?
It is hit dice incumbent. I'll have to look at the specifics for Animate Dead, but basically you'd have a twitching mass of ichor leaking muscle on the floor. But I don't know. I don't know that. Well, I mean, the things have brains, so.
Oh, were there any other exits to this room?
There was almost a final exit, but no.
Okay, good.
Yeah, there was a niche off in the corner, right?
Okay, I'm going to be too busy. While they're gathering loot, I'll inspect the niche with my whole Dwarven stonework thing. See if I notice anything.
You don't notice anything. It is literally just a hollow in the rock in the southeast corner of the room.
Okay, so natural, not like carved or anything like that.
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. So,
Turgo, you want to check that box out and see how it opens? See how it's locked?
Does that box still exist, or was it part of the trapper?
Or is it part of the? Yeah, was it part of the floor?
it was part of the trapper, but it was also covering up the large portion of gold underneath it.
Okay.
So, we have a birthday out there in the audience. Happy birthday to Battle of Pelennor Fields.
Cool.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So let's see.
Happy birthday.
Let me see. Let me make some quick notes here. All right. So amongst the loot, there is a sword.
Ooh. Is it a great sword? Do I have to replace my +4 longsword already?
We'll see. We'll see. It's a little vague because it's covered with ichor from a trapper, you know.
I'd give up that longsword for a great sword.
All right. There is also a. Let's got 2 more rolls here. Come on. You go here. All right, so you have the sword, you have another item, which is, bear with me a second here.
If I bear any harder, I'm going to claw off my keyboard.
Bear claws.
I like apple fritters better.
Fritters are pretty good. I tell you what, we got a Wawa over here. You hit them in the morning, you get an apple fritter, bring it home, pop it in the microwave for about 20 seconds, glass of cold milk. That's good eating right there.
Coffee in the morning.
I'm not a coffee guy. I like it okay. I'm not a hater, but it's not my jam. There's a scimitar there.
Isn't that what Darawish uses?
Darawish is armed with a scimitar, actually. And what else do we have? What else do we have? So take this. All right. Well, you got a lot of jewelry. You got a gemstone. And looks like.
How many jewelry?
Hang on a second, and I will tell you. Come on. $30. All right. And a javelin. You have a you have a javelin there. Actually, let's see.
10 gold says it does nothing. 20 gold says it shoots lightning.
Actually, there is a bundle of them.
Redacted.
There are 4 of them. There are 4 of them there. So you have a lone gemstone, you have a sword, you have a scimitar. 2, 4 javelins, gemstone, and the jewelry.
And then coinage.
The jewelry and the coinage, right? You have 4 pieces of jewelry.
Okay.
Did you mention a scroll tube
Yes,
earlier?
there's a scroll tube there also.
And how much coin are we talking about?
The swords, if you give them long enough or sword, if you give it long enough to do its computation, reports back that there is some 10,000 gold pieces.
Wow.
There
We're not
we
going to be able to
go.
carry that out. How are we going to carry it?
Holy crap.
Well, good
So
news.
I found underneath that a portable hole.
So, well, good news. The 10,000 gold part. We know our followers in total, like just with sacks by themselves, can schlep 5K.
Right.
And that was 3 followers and me, which leaves what? Darwesh.
I have 1 bodyguard.
Okay.
I don't have 2 anymore. I have 1. Leo and Nerm probably are back at the
Yeah. They're back at the house. My dog. Don't underestimate the dragging power of a dog, by the way. Native Americans used them for great effect.
Cool.
So my dog can drag. But I don't know. I think given all of us, we could probably get the coinage out.
How many sacks you got?
I have 3.
Large sacks? Okay. So
They're
that's
two burlap, 1 leather.
I
I have a backpack and a large sack.
If they're in game terms, large sack, then they're like 400 gold piece capacity.
There you go.
Cool. So we have Hilda and X Harold have 4 large sacks amongst them. So we can fill up all our large sacks, and DM can tell us how much gold that is we can take out.
That's 2,800.
Yep. So you can get out 2,800.
You counting my large? You counting mine?
That was just the 7.
Okay, I got 1 large sack and a backpack.
Okay, so that's another 400 each. So 4. That's 4,000. What does Turgo have? If the thief don't have sacks.
Yeah, I don't have a great strength, but I typically carry some of that stuff. So hang on just a second. Nah, just a large belt pouch. That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
So we've got 4K, so we can take out 4K worth of gold.
Yep. In one trip.
We're gonna,
Yeah.
We'll have to take a free trip.
And if we can try to get back in here after we've secured that gold.
We can also take the gems and the jewelry. That's effectively nothing.
Definitely.
My dog and the scroll tube.
Yep.
My dog, we can tie the javelins, etc. to him. He's not going to be.
Yeah.
That's not a
So
problem.
the dog takes 2 swords and javelins.
Yep.
Abner takes scroll tube, jewelry, and gems, and everybody with strength can carry something.
Exactly.
How long does it take to get to this point from the entrance to the cistern? Like, how much travel are we talking about?
It is. That's a fair question. Let's look at the map. Your underground travel times through somewhat unfamiliar tunnels, you're talking about maybe 10 minutes, maybe a full turn.
If it's
if
a
you,
turn, I'll hide. I'll stay here and hide. Whatever.
well, no, I was just going to say, if they're going breakneck pace, they are going to be encumbered and they are moving so as to not potentially drop things or get lost. So it's going to be a lot longer than that. It may take them 3 or 4 turns because they're now encumbered.
Yeah.
30 minutes. I mean, hiding in shadows.
40 minutes.
I just don't want anybody to take our stuff. You know what I mean?
But we have to then get out of the cistern, bring it back to the longhouse, secure it, come back, all that stuff.
You're
Or
looking-
even leaving it at the edge of the cistern is probably better than leaving it here.
You're looking at a couple of hours.
One thing.
For one trip?
Yes.
Okay.
All the way back to the longhouse. But
Okay.
so bring it up to the cistern. Bring it out to the cistern. Abner and Hilda will guard it as best they can while we get more out, and then we can ferry it to the longhouse.
That's what I was thinking.
One thing we can do as well, by the way, so you don't have to stay behind, Turgo. This is why I keep Glyph of Warding as my 3rd level spell. I'm not just a troll. So if you want to hang out here, you can hang out here. I can Glyph of Warding it, and that way if something comes in, you at least have that warning, literally.
Right, assuming you're going to come back and not leave me here, right? I mean, we're cool.
I mean, I've dragged your dead body out of this hole how many times?
That's true. That's true. I just didn't know if you were still pissed about the ogre.
I mean, I'm still pissed about Jim, but this is also
but
Jim.
not like right. Yeah, I could do that. I just don't want to leave this stuff behind.
That's fair. DM, one question before we're sort of trying to get out of here. What was in that niche? I may have missed it. I had some Wi-Fi problems.
Nothing.
No, nothing. It's just a little hollow in the rock.
Okay, cool. So, am I understanding that the plan is Turgo stays behind, Glyph of Warding, we lug all this stuff up out of the cistern, then Abner and Hilda stay, and y'all come back to get another load?
Yeah, I'm gonna. If that's also the case, I'm going to take the javelins, swords, etc. from my dog. I'm gonna leave my dog behind with him as well.
Okay.
Turgo knows the command word, so that's no big deal.
Excellent. Thank you.
I figured I have taught you at least how to shout "dead baby" in Dwarvish, so you'll be fine.
Right.
So let's see how poorly this plan goes.
Couldn't be any more poor than walking on a trapper, tapping it waiting for me to get in the middle and then crush my soul.
That's why I said stab it first.
I should have stabbed the ground.
Alrighty. Just real quick, everyone who leaves the dungeon area, your journey out is untroubled.
Okay.
As you depart, Turgo, you're sitting there in the dark. The dog is a poor conversationalist.
Sure,
Good listener,
as long
though.
as he's quiet. And there's a glyph of warding on the passageway.
Yep.
Between me and
Let me mark off my 3rd level spell, by the way, before I forget.
And how many points of damage does Glyph do?
Only 10. It's 2 points per level, right?
Okay, Turgo, you are sitting there. It feels like about maybe an hour has passed, but in this lightless place, who can tell? Just prior to hearing this thunderclap as the glyph of warding goes off, the dog stands up and his hackles raise and he starts to growl. When the thunderclap goes off, you hear the shrieking of shriekers outside in the tunnel. What do you wish to do?
All right. Do I see anything? What set off the glyph?
Well, given the shrieking sound, probably shriekers.
So they were mobile and walked into the. Okay.
Yes.
Shriekers. What is it with the mushrooms, man? They're not fun guys.
They like you.
Oh.
I mean, but they are fun guys.
So
Yeah.
awful surprised
Yeah.
I didn't say it first.
Yeah.
Well, what can I
Yeah.
say? When they made you, they broke the mold.
I'd say that we could get to the root of this problem, but well, they don't have any.
Pretty
Oh,
small
man.
jokes.
Be a good
A
sport.
question for Abner. Several sessions ago,
Yeah.
I think we both had it on our character sheets. There was a oil of etherealness. What
I
ended
think-
up happening with that?
I think.
Did you give that to me?
Yeah, I definitely do not have it. I think you have it.
Okay, yeah, because I circled it here, and maybe that's what that means. Yeah, but I got this
I
dog.
thought you used it to explore the orc
Yeah.
hideout.
The hobgoblins.
That was gaseous form.
Ah, okay.
That was the original potion I had.
Shriekers.
Hey,
won't be
you
too
know
bad.
what? I ain't no wuss. Come on, dog. Let's go. Let's rock
Okay.
these guys.
Okay. So you hear the pitter patter of lots of feet. The shriekers are kind of in their stupid way, slowly wandering in the room, but boiling around them are at least a dozen giant rats.
All right.
Oh, my dog will take the rats.
So roll for initiative, please, Turgo.
Four.
Party goes first. We'll make this nice and simple. 6 are attacking you, and 6 are after the dog.
Okay.
All righty.
The dog is 1 + 2 for hit dice or whatever. Does that give him 2 attacks or just 1?
No, it's just one. The multi levels for
Or just for fighters?
yeah, it's just for fighters, and so you may attack them at your will.
Nope.
Right. So for me, can I attack with both weapons? I mean, is it that kind of situation? I can attack with
Oh,
the longsword
absolutely.
and the dagger. All right, I'll just go ahead and do that. Let me just double check my thing here because they have. I want to make sure that I give an accurate total. All right. AC 12 with the longsword, AC 2 with the dagger.
Okay, miss with a long sword, hit with a dagger. The dagger is magicked, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, you kill the rat that you stab.
Yeah, it was 5 points of damage anyway.
And you said the dog missed his attack?
Big old whiff.
Okay, or would it be woof?
Arf.
All right. So here we go. We're going to do 5 rat attacks on the dog, or 5 rat attacks on Turgo, and 6 rat attacks on the dogs. Rat attack.
Dog is AC 6.
Turgo, you are struck. Oh wait, what? Turgo's armor class is 7.
3.
Oh, 3. That's right. You were taking 7
Yeah,
points
I
a
got
day.
that magic armor now.
So that will actually miss, and the other 2 also miss. Doggy. Ooh. Doggy takes a couple of bites for
Okay.
2, 1, and a 5 points total.
Ow. Okay. Well, he's at half hits.
Okay.
Let me come back and find my dog.
Okay. So let's go ahead and come back around to initiative and roll it for me, Turgo, because the dog can't.
Two.
It is tied. The rats are biting with their horrid little mouths, so they'll go first. That's 5 on you.
Dog bites.
Yes, you may roll for the dog.
Okay. Thank you. And nope. Unless I really don't think that hits.
They are armor class 7, so
Yeah, it still doesn't hit. He'd have to be a 6th level fighter for that to hit.
okay. All right.
9.
I hate it when that happens. Unless I needed a 9 to hit, in which case I love it. So the rats both rolled really well. Oh, no, Turgo, both of those miss you, and there's 2 more at you. All right, one of them did nip you, and you take a point of damage. The doggy, on the other hand,
Yeah. If you kill my dog, I won't forgive you.
1, 3, and 8. So that's 3 of the attacks against it. And 5, 3, and 7. So no, your doggy is okay. Counterattacks, please.
Okay. Well, my dog already bit and missed, so.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll make mine. Yeah, both of those hit. It's AC 3 and AC 5.
Okay.
All right, so I'll do the longsword damage first. That's 6 points. And
That one's dead.
All right, and dagger damage is 3 points.
That one's dead. Okay, so there are 3 rats left on you. There are 6 left on the dog. Let's roll initiative.
Poor damn dog.
So you want me to do that, or you want TK to do that?
TK, you can go ahead and do it. Your doggy's here. I rolled a 1 for initiative, by the way.
I rolled a 6.
Sweet.
And he rolled a 2 to attack.
Nah.
that poor dog.
Poor doggy.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep him alive.
No, it's his fault. He can't bite for shit.
Yeah,
I'm feeling like Dan Aykroyd in Grosse Point Blank here. Yeah, you remember the dog?
I rolled double 7s. Those are both misses.
Ooh, that's no good. It's no good, man.
Even
All
with
right.
Magical bonuses.
You are missed both times by the remaining 2 rats on you, and against Doggy.
Come on.
I need to look a little bit more closely at this. They're up to 1 - 1. Your doggy's armor class is 7, correct?
My dog's armor class is 6.
6. I'm sorry. Okay, so Doggy is hit once again for 1 point of damage,
Okay.
and he hasn't killed any rats on him yet, has he?
Nope.
All
The
right.
only thing he succeeded in biting was the floor.
And he struck again for 1 point of damage.
Damn it, I just closed my sheet.
All right. Okay, new round. Roll it, Turgo.
Oh, dog.
Did I ever tell you guys about the time I soloed a pack of giant rats in Castle Greyhawk? Yes.
I rolled a 5.
Party goes first.
Good news. My dog finally bites one. Bad news.
All right.
It's for 2 points of damage.
That's sufficient to kill it.
That's fine.
These are 1 to 4 hit points each, and I just do average for hordes of things a lot of times, especially random encounters, folks. You don't want me sitting here rolling 12 8-sided dice and then doing the math to divide each one in half.
Just roll a d4.
The longsword missed. The dagger did hit for 4 points.
All right, you only have 1 left on you.
5 left on my dog.
I'm trying to get to him.
Okay, Turgo, you are hit. The 1 remaining on you, and it does. I'm not using that thing that I have one of those Holmes set dice that is so old the ink is worn out of it, and the pips are so shallow I can't color them back in, and that's that D4 state of being. So we'll just grab my trusty blue one here,
I've been using ink pens for that.
and that is 2 points more on Turgo.
Vermin.
All right, miss, and it killed 1, so it's only got 2 more attacks. Miss and miss. It's not a good day to be a bad rat. Let's roll initiative, and it goes back over to our buddy TK because his doggy's in the mix.
3.
That is a tie.
Dog
So
bite.
that- dog bite and rat attack. So
Dog murder.
okay, so that's but remember it's still simultaneous.
Oh yeah. What
Miss,
happens? You bit the dog's
miss, and wait. Yeah, miss.
Thank God for leather parting.
God,
Yeah.
stop falling off the. Oh,
No hits.
Okay, well,
All right,
he kills a rat.
Okay. So that's 4 left on the doggy. Did Turgo hit any?
just with the dagger. Longsword missed again. And,
Okay.
Dagger does 5.
Okay, so there's only 4 giant rats left.
You know, speaking as a Hema person, skewering a rat, regardless of how large, with a dagger, would be like skewering a house cat, which is actually arguably more impressive than doing it with a sword.
More Pomeranian, but we'll let it slide. Next round, Turgo, roll initiative, please.
All right, let's see what we want here. This guy.
You're starting to wonder exactly what this gold is worth.
Hit 2.
All right, so that's 3 rat attacks. You killed the remaining rat attacking you, so there's just 3 left on the doggo, and he is struck once for 2.
Okay.
Counterattacks, please.
Dog bites 1 for 1 point.
Oh, well, it's still alive. It's twitching and flopping around horribly.
Yeah, and I can attack these without harming the animal.
All right. Yeah.
My
All
dog's
right.
at 1 point.
Yeah. Oh shit. The longsword hits, so that's 5 points of damage.
So 1's destroyed. There's only a couple left.
Hey, as far as I'm concerned, the dog's done its job. It's keeping Turgo. It's like he is bait for Turgo. Like,
Yeah, but I want him to live too. I guess
I
it's
know.
you're in it, huh?
For the next wandering monster encounter,
Yeah.
gelatinous cube oozes in to slurp up the surviving or the dying.
Yeah, well, at that point, I just throw the dog at it and pray it's happy.
Yeah. Mister, I'll kill you if or don't kill my dog, man. I'll be
Hey,
pissed.
he's already dead.
All right. Okay, so Turgo, go ahead and roll initiative, please.
I did last time. If you want.
Okay.
3
It's his
again.
dog. May as well be his fate.
There you go.
3. Party goes first.
Dog's replaceable.
Sweet.
I'd rather have the ogre. See,
I'd rather enslave an intelligent creature, thank you very much.
hey, dogs are intelligent creatures too. He's probably smarter than the ogre.
I have a 75-pound Labrador. I know.
See, and he can open the fridge.
Intelligent and willful. Well, he can open the studio door. He puts his hard little noggin on the studio door when he decides it's time for his nightly medication, which is accompanied by a dog biscuit, and will hammer that door open like a Roman siege engine.
Yeah, my dog gets up every morning like clockwork. That is a hit for 5 points.
Sweet.
All right, there's 1 rat left.
All right, I'll still make both attacks against that. I hit with the dagger. Longsword misses, and the dagger does 3 points of damage.
Okay, there are no more rats. It is absolutely safe to give doggos healing potions. They are magical, and they will restore all living creatures. As witnessed on my Monday night game, which is not live streamed, by the way, the party had a creature in their party who is much beloved, but she could not be healed with healing magic, only potions. So when she got critically injured, yeah. All right, start handing your healing potions over. Okay, so
what's up with those shriekers?
They're still shrieking.
Right. Can I get around the corner and bring the dog with me to the to that little niche?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I was going to say,
I'm
well, the
gonna try
dog's
to do
probably
that
not
and
going
be
to stop
silent.
unless you stop him.
Yeah.
I said the dog's probably going to go bite the shriekers unless you stop him.
Right, but you gave me the commands, right?
Yes.
All right. So, in short order, because the shriekers are not resisting or attacking you, and they're not violet fungi, nothing else comes looking for the shrieking mushrooms, and you hack them to stop.
Okay.
So all in all, this took about another turn, during which you guys had dumped out all your stuff going, I don't hear anything down in the dungeon. He must be okay.
Turgo will be fine down there. There's nothing dangerous is down there.
Yes. He'll be fine.
Yeah, we've never found anything dangerous down here.
Not in Castle Greyhawk. The place is practically empty. Dangers in my Greyhawk? It may be more common than you think. Click here for a free test. All right.
Yeah, I feel like, although when we do get up to the top, we should send somebody to go get Leo and Nerm.
I'll send Hilda to do that.
Yeah, because that way they can start ferrying.
Yeah.
Smart.
Actually, if they were really smart, they'd just bring the wagon.
That's
Can't
the
bring it across
smartest.
the log, but sure.
We
The-
have a
the-
Yep.
the-
We have a
the
suggestion
log-
there.
The log is too narrow, but I'm just pointing that out. All right, so you are on your way back, talking about what you're going to do with all that gold. Level up, basically. it's level up.
Yeah, that's it's the default answer, right? Actually afford my level up heap for once.
You hear orcish voices. Some you've moved into the southern arm of the Starfish Cave, and you hear orcish voices talking very loudly. Do either of you speak Orcish?
I think I do. No,
You
I have
should,
Dwarven,
right
Common,
now.
and Giant. It was average that had.
All right. Well, there's orcish voices somewhere ahead of you. What do you do? What do you do?
Well, hold up. Abner's. Oh, you mean on the way back down?
Yes, on the way back down.
Oh, okay. I look at the paladin, and I just point. If they're between us and them, there's only one thing we do.
Let's do it.
Let's do it to it. I will rush in and immediately cast Hold Person.
Okay. You actually have a surprise on them as you rush forward. They were certainly not expecting to be attacked. So basically, you rush in, you surprise them. You've got a couple of segments of surprise. How many segments is Hold Person? And it looks like there are
Now I have to go look.
10 of them.
Well, 3 of them are getting held.
What is Abner doing?
Abner is waiting with the gold up on top of the cistern.
Oh, that's right. What is the Paladin doing?
I am going to attack as soon as I can.
Alrighty. So you
You
two,
have Darwish with you.
Darwesh, and 10 orcs. And you have the drop on them for a segment, so you may spend that segment closing in to attack them,
Okay.
and they will not get a chance to attack you. Hold Patterson. So that is
Why am I not seeing Hold Person? Where?
Old Patterson. Let's see. Casting time, 5 segments. It will go in the middle of the first the first melee. So you guys spend your round moving up. He's preparing hold person. Now let's roll initiative, please, and Headbanger, roll it, please, for the party.
Not in my copy of the player's handbook.
A 6.
You guys will go first. Your hold person will go in the 5 segments. So it'll go in the 3rd segment well before they can act. So the cave is kind of large enough that you and all 3 of you can be meleeed by 6 of them, 2 each, but you can stop the 2 in front of you and an additional 3rd one if you want to. There, Mr. Dwarf. So go ahead and do your melee attacks, and Doomsword, if you want to roll for Darwash, that's fine.
Oh, crap.
I think Doomsword stepped away for a second.
Okay.
I'm casting a spell, so I'm not attacking.
I'm
You want me
back.
to just roll? Okay, never mind.
Roll Darwash's attack, please.
6.
Is the orange spine DM guide, is the combat chart in there the same?
Yes, it is, but I have a DM's guide over here, so you
Okay.
should have one.
Okay. That was a nat 20, so 22.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's a hit. You take 1 on your sword point, roll your damage.
Okie doke. 7 total.
You kill him outright. One of the orcs saves the other 2, which I will presume you mean you want the ones right in front of you, or do you want
Yes.
ones in the back, or what?
Yeah, the one right in front.
I want to create. I'm trying to create a
Oh, he's-
wall of bodies around me, so I'm reducing the number of attacks.
All right, the 2 in front of you then are held. And you rolled a 6 for Darwash there, Doomsword?
I did.
Okay. All right, so counterattacks the orcs. This is going to be 1 on Headbanger, none on the dwarf, and 2 on Darwash. So let's see. Headbanger, you are missed. Darwash is also missed both times, although the second blow came close. The 4 behind them are shouting and trying to get around. 1 is stepping up, so you will again be under attack from 2 of them in the next round there, Cork. Second verse, same as the first, I'm guessing?
Yes.
All right, then.
I'm attacking this time, though.
Okay, TK, go ahead and roll your dice. Are you attacking the held ones in front of you? They will be auto. I was going to say they'll be automatic hits for quad damage if that's the case. 4 times full damage, rather. But no, I understand. There are others here in the room. You can kind of move around these 2 and attack. As I said, 3 in the back now. 3 in the back. 2 are held. And 4 are in combat. So, Mark, go ahead and roll initiative, please. Let's give you something to do. Mark, is he muted?
He
I
is
think
on mute.
I think he's froze.
Oh dear.
Oh, he is froze. You held the wrong guy, TK.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Person. He'll be
Wi-Fi-
back. Okay.
He's got Wi-Fi problems.
Okay. TK, you go ahead and roll initiative then.
6.
It is an initiative tie.
Greatsword goes.
They-
No, longsword.
Longswords will go first. The orcs have longswords also. So this is effectively simultaneous combat all the way around, except Darwesh's scimitar. I'm not sure the weapon speed on Darwesh's scimitar.
I think it's a little faster than a longsword. Not that much.
Yeah, I can't remember that either off the top of my head.
I hit AC 5.
That hits.
I rolled a 5.
Scimitar is speed 4.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
it. Longsword's 5, right?
Yes, so his scimitar will go before the orcish longsword. So somebody roll his attack. We got a good crowd, and I'm happy about this. We've stayed up near 20 all night, and thank you everyone for tuning in.
Nice.
I like to see it.
Darwish,
Awesome.
come on.
Awesome.
Does my min
He
of
recalls
11?
his days in the divers mercenary corps and strikes and rolls an 8.
Excellent.
Does
There you are.
Does my minimum damage of 11 kill one?
Yes, it retroactively erases him from history. There were only ever 9 orcs in the room with you.
Is a
That's
15 a hit?
15 is a hit.
Okay. Ooh.
That happened to me like 4 times.
6 damage.
That one dies. So that's 1, 2, 3 dead. Darwish has already attacked. So simultaneous attacks. Darwish has missed both times. Oh dear. Cork, you are struck twice.
Oh boy.
A pair of 20s.
Ouch.
Nice.
Ouch.
Cork, you take a total of 9 damage.
Ooh.
Oof.
I'm down to 4.
Chop, chop, hack,
Yeah,
hack.
you're still level 2.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That completes the round. Let me see here. They have taken more than, about 50% casualties and done none. All right. I know what they're doing in the next round. Parties continue staying in there, continuing to melee.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Let's roll initiative. And Mark, roll initiative for us. You've been sitting there for like an hour, dude. I'm sorry.
No problem. I rolled a 6.
Nice.
The party goes first. The orcs are turning to flee. It looks like they're withdrawal.
One
You're not getting your retreat attacks on them yet because they haven't turned to run. But yeah, it's very clear they're not sticking around to see what comes next.
One is bisected.
Okay. Mark, how about I'm sorry, Doomsword, how about Darwish?
Yeah, he's going to attack. And rolls a 2.
That will not hit.
That's one better than I rolled.
Oh, and folks, that's people are like, oh, nat 20. And I'm like, yeah, you hit him. You know, the dice giveth and the dice taketh away. All right. It's, I don't have time. There are systems that do fumbles and crits, and they're all well and good. AD&D is not one of them. We just keep it rolling, as it were. So, the orcs drop their weapons and turn to flee, yelling, the murderers are upon us. If any of you spoke Orcish, you'd know that. You may strike at the orcs at +4. You may all get one attack on a fleeing orc at +4 as they are running away.
He is dead.
Okay. There are 3 fleeing orcs now.
Yeah, Darwish gets a 9 modified.
Okay, and how about Cork?
What? I'm sorry. I had to say goodnight to my son.
Okay. You're attacking at +4, the fleeing orc.
Oh, absolutely.
There are 3 remaining.
+4 plus the 2 for the sword.
Yes, all bonuses apply.
All right, that would be a 19 total.
All right, you hit him.
And that is 11 damage.
You destroy him. So yeah, only 2 orcs live to run screaming out of the chamber.
Sweet.
Fly, you fools! Fly, fly!
Yeah, and you're not sure. Yeah, Turco, you're not sure, but you think you hear orcish voices screaming down the hallway, not coming towards you, just somewhere nearby.
All right. Nice.
All right. You guys don't encounter anything else, and you get back, and there's a very wounded doggy and a very much more wounded Turgo.
Oh boy!
Standing watch over the over a pile of dead rats, 2 chopped up shriekers, and the remaining gold.
What'd you do to my dog?
I'd get him checked for disease, to be honest with you. He fought well, though. I had to bail him out a bit, all in a day's work.
What'd you do to my dog?
You might want to get him checked out. He fought well, but I fought better, all in a day's work.
I guess it's like I have reached the end of this NPC's dialogue tree.
I was just thinking Turgo was starting to say it louder and louder and louder.
Just goodbye. What'd you do to my dog? Goodbye. What'd you do to my dog?
Yeah, I'm ready to get the hell out of here, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's valid. If I had any healing, I'd give it to you, but you already used it.
Yeah, I'm just lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Darwesh is already grabbing a sack and shoveling coins into it with his shield, saying, "Let us leave these forsaken caves quickly, my friends."
Yeah, pretty much. We'll between what the followers have brought us with the other sacks from the cart and everything else, we'll schlep it all out.
Okay, let the schleppening begin.
Sounds good.
Back out the hole, back out the hole, back out the hole, hole, back out the hole, back out the hole, back out the hole, hole.
And there is nothing to oppose you as you make your way. Yeah, Turgo, it's been like 2 hours. You were starting to wonder whether or not you'd see sunlight again.
Yeah.
As it was touch and go, and you guys are out in the cold, gray, pale daylight in the world of Greyhawk. Never thought you would be so happy to see the inside of the crumbling walls of Castle Greyhawk again as you climb back up that cistern laden with easily 75 or 100 pounds of gold on your back.
And 2 people might be able to level. Maybe
Very
3.
possibly. Very possibly. We'll have to see what the trapper was worth in XP. And I mean, hell, Turgo soloed those rats, and rats are no joke when it comes to XP because, I need to check for disease.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will be casting Cure Disease on my dog
I'm
in 8
only
hours.
like 1900 away from level 7 anyway. So
I
There
can
you
cure disease on somebody, on one person or a dog,
Cool.
That is
if needed.
Yep.
Do it preventively.
That is fair. It's like we don't know if he's diseased or not. Remove disease.
Or, yeah.
all right. Are you doing that? Are you laying on the curing hands for him to potentially wipe out any disease?
Yeah.
Okay. Turgo, you feel a wave of cleanliness wash over you.
excellent. Now I go and jump in the river to wash off the cleanliness.
All those rat bites fill up with parasites. You climb out, leeches, maggots, worms, ticks, fleas. All right, so we'll make one more appropriate check. No, I have to. A red dragon flies down and says, "Give me that gold." Here. Yeah, you make it back to the longhouse, and there's nothing untoward comes bounding out at you.
I guess now we should pack everything up and go back to Greyhawk City to liquidate a bunch of this stuff. Some of you can train. Sound
And
like
there's
a
no
plan?
more.
Can see who
there's
can
no
level.
more identify for you, like
No,
in terms of material components.
That it is a expensive spell to cast. I will need to stock up, I guess, on its components.
Goldfish.
Goldfish and pearls.
I told you that what you do is you go and you buy 2 goldfish, and you just let them make more goldfish. And you never buy goldfish again.
The one problem is it also needs 100 gold piece pearl. I can't buy 2 pearls and have them make more pearls. That's not how that works.
But you don't have to
Buy
pay
oysters.
like 1 gold for a fish.
Yeah,
every
I'll buy
time.
oysters. Abner goes into aquaculture.
I was going to say, just get a deep buy a house, get a deep decorative pond outside, and there you go.
There you go.
You just start selling pearls to all the magic users.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you
yeah,
go.
you can get your own pearl out of the oyster for like $20 or whatever.
Wasn't his wasn't hold up a sec, doesn't Abner have like a con of like 17 or something stupid though?
16, yeah.
Okay, why don't you just take up pearl diving? How long you hold your breath is dictated by your con.
But you do understand that is work. Abner is not about to do that.
Remember, in the world of Greyhawk, the pearl diver of today is the dragon turtle poop of tomorrow.
Yeah, valid.
And then, I mean, I'm sure you can jump right in the middle of the near dive and everything will be fine, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Lake of Unknown Depths? Nah, probably just a nickname.
Yeah.
10, 20
I've
feet
been to the
tops.
bottom. Take my word for it.
Guys, I saw a great red and white metal wall down there. Does anyone know what Edmund Fitzgerald means?
Nice one.
That was good.
Even the dog liked it.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell you they called me Turgo Lightfoot?
Yeah, that's a wonderful song, but it's a tragic story.
Indeed.
So we got hit with our last hurricane right around that time, and I was thinking about that because I'm like, it's 2:00 in the morning, it's early in November. I need a little tiny taste of what Captain McSorley must have felt early that morning. But all right, so your journey back to the city of Greyhawk, you load up your traveling cart there. Nothing terribly eventful happens. No one comes down with disease, I should point out. Do you stop at the Last Chance Inn after your first day's travel? Or do you just continue on?
Their last chance to see us was last time, I think.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That was good. That was good.
All right. And finally, and you arrive unmolested back at the city of Greyhawk. It is the morning of the second day since you left. There's no snow this morning. It's actually gotten warm enough that it has turned to slush. So, it's the yucky time of winter.
Yay. So all of the brown snow has become brown slurry.
Yes. Every step of your boots up over the top into it, right?
That's
So-
why you wear knee highs.
You come to the Traveler's Gate in the city of Greyhawk. They halt you. It's 10 silver apiece for your city entry toll. Do you like give them 2 gold pieces?
I'd rather give them like 200 coppers, but whatever.
Yeah, I was like, so remember that 25. Remember that 25 gold worth of copper coins that we have.
That would piss them off a bit.
Yeah.
Abner pays 10
Oh,
silver each. Did you say 10 silver each?
10 silver each, yes.
So 90 silver, yes.
Yep.
Chunk.
And there is obviously there's a potbelly stove in a little shack next to the Traveler's Gate, little guard shed. They will take your money in and count it, and you will stand outside while they do it if you pull that. Hey, so there's 20 in my company. Here's 2,000 silver pieces. Yuck, yuck. Enjoy standing out in the heat or in the cold while we do this. Really only works like on a spring evening.
So it's a nice day.
Yeah.
Nice day.
All right. So they say, "Welcome back to the city of Greyhawk, sir." And You travel through the gate, and you are once again back in the city of Greyhawk. So you have your scroll. That is really the only item that you have to identify. Well, it and the sword.
Oh, yeah.
Scimitar.
Scimitar, yeah.
Could I have cast detect magic at some point just to see what's magical here?
The small gem, not a piece of the jewelry, radiates magic. The scimitar, the sword, and the scroll tube radiate magic. The jewelry does not.
The javelins.
Nope.
The javelins radiate magic. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So
Would I have? I'm sorry. May as well just do this right now, right? Would I have been able to appraise those the jewelry?
4 pieces of jewelry. You've got a wrought gold crown studded with small gemstones that you estimate is worth around 2,000. You had a matching set of pigeon's blood ruby earrings that you are platinum and gems 1,800. You have a set of matching bracers and belts of just raw beaten gold, but that is worth 3,400. And then you have a pair of decorative rings worth 750.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys.
Yep. I won't be able to cast Identify on these objects because I've been around them too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to take them to a sage now and pay a sage a lot of money to identify these items.
Yes.
But the scroll you can observe.
The scroll I can take a look at.
All right. So the scroll. The scroll is
The gem still might be worth it, though.
Yeah.
periapta foul rotting. Anyone? The scroll. Let's see. Where is that? I will let you know. It contains spells.
Woohoo.
Unless it doesn't. Okay, the scroll has 1 spell on it. And it is a single magic user's scroll. Let's see what one it is. Come on.
What'd you say? Wish? Oh,
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's a 4th level wish, so it's a very limited wish. An extremely limited wish. A ridiculously limited wish.
I wish I had a sandwich.
That would probably work.
And wish.
It is a 4th level scroll, and it has the spell Fire Charm on it.
Ooh.
They're always after me, flaming charms.
That's
How
what's cool about the random stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Because nobody ever uses that spell.
we could use some of our money to do get everything identified, and then
Yeah,
sell
we've
off
got,
things we don't need, like the scimitar Darwish could probably use.
And also think about
Right.
it this way: what if we just, I don't know, sell the scroll that nobody's ever going to use?
I didn't say that.
We just said nobody ever uses fire charm.
Nobody
Turgos
ever has.
Doomsword said
Right. Out of character, right?
that. Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'm sure you'd find something useful to use that for. We have 8,000 in jewelry. I know the guy's going to try to talk me down to 4. I'm shooting for 6,000 in a favor.
And don't forget
Now-
all the gems that we got from the fire dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
well,
got a lot of
those-
stuff to sell.
Yes, we have those as well.
So
Right.
so if you go sell
Now
those,
I can. Well, I can tell you the gold's going to be coin for coin, right?
yeah. We just have to deposit that in the bank.
Right. Now I got to find these I got to find these gems unless somebody else wrote them down. These jewels from the fire dragon.
They're in
They're
the
in the Discord.
Oh, okay, cool.
Scroll up a bit. Bill, is there like a standard cost for identifies by sages, or is it?
It's going to vary by item, by how long, by your negotiations, and so on and etc.
Okay. Party, how about I take these items and go get that done?
Okay.
I think
Go
we
ahead.
might. I think we might have enough that I won't get fleeced. I'm trying to make sure I don't get fleeced, but I can get this stuff identified. So I'll hunt down a sage, and the first thing is that gem.
Are you
Okay.
gonna pay the money, or you want these jewels to do? So the total on the jewels is 16,000 with
Wow.
what's in the Discord plus the 7,900 we just got. It was 81 plus 79.
Yeah.
So you could take those and trade them off, or we can cash them, or you could take gold.
Yeah, I figure we'll end up putting everything in the bank and then writing out checks to the people, or whatever, the transfer the funds to their accounts.
So should I go trade off these jewels first and get some cash for them?
Yeah.
All right, can we do that with that guy?
I think it'll be easier just to say that the guy will say it's 500 gold pieces. I'm like, here you go, 500 gold pieces.
Right.
Instead of trying to explain to them, no, really, this gem is worth 500 gold pieces.
Right. But we probably have enough gold that you could just do that with gold.
Exactly.
And we can deal with the jewels later.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So, hunt down sage.
Okay. There are a couple of sages here in the city of Greyhawk that you might seek to employ for a simple matter of identify. Given the potential perils that are involved here, he requests the extremely reasonable price of 1,000 gold pieces per item that you wish to identify.
He wouldn't go any less. I try to be charismatic, which is not going to work, but I'll try.
No.
I will go to another sage. I will take my business elsewhere.
Ooh.
You walk into the sage's waiting room, and just as you see him wave his hand over a crystal ball, and the face of the first sage that you just left fades away. No, I'm not that kind.
They radioed ahead.
Rich idiots with magic items roaming the city. I say again, rich idiots with magic items. The grasshopper has left the hut. Say again, the grasshopper has left the hut. So they no, he tells you that there are certain considerations, there are certain quid pro quos, pro formas, so on and etc. If say that sword came alive and stabbed me in the heart, I would need assurance that you would that you would pay for any and all recompense to bring me back from beyond the veil, for my life's work is not yet complete upon this material plane. And,
Very well. I will pay your fee.
Okay. Blanket fee for all 4 items. He asks 3,500 gold just because he likes your face.
Sweet.
Of my jib. Okay.
All right. Do you pay him in jewelry or coin or what?
Coin, write him a check or whatever it is that you do with the Bank of Greyhawk type thing.
Sure. He dispatches a servant. You wait. You make pleasantries. So, where did you acquire these items at, sir?
We have locations that we get these items from. We might be getting more and might come to you for more identifies. If you are, what's the term I'm looking for? Not too loose with your tongue.
Yes. Well, we shall see. In about an hour, his servant returns, and the note is worthy. Excellent. Good. Now, allow me to work So he mutters and begins to cast incantations, and throws some spices and chemicals into a brazier, and all the light dims in the room, and the flame turns green, and he passes the item through it, and this, my friend, this gemstone you have. This is no mere bauble. This is a gem. This is a periapt of health. Hold on to this. You will not suffer any disease when you're searching when you're searching wherever you are finding these most unique treasures. He places that back on the table and does likewise. The javelins are javelins of lightning.
Awesome.
The scimitar is a +2 weapon. And the sword was, once again, I just had magic sword written in my notes. Way to go past me. Thank you. I appreciate it. But that's what you get, folks. You get real D&D. You get real Dungeons and Dragons here. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so the sword is... Come on. The sword. So it's a sword of devouring. He slides a ball of his thumb on it and pulls his hand back, and there's like a very serious cut. He grabs a bottle of purple elixir and pours it on that, waves the thing around, and hands it back to you and says, "This is a Vorpal weapon."
Oh crap!
What type of sword is it? Like short, long, two-handed?
It is a long sword, and it has no special abilities. An intelligent Vorpal weapon would have been hilarious, but
Wow, cool. I thank the sage greatly, and I will make sure to come back with more goods for him to identify.
Okay, so it's not +1 or +2, it's just Vorpal.
Which I think Vorpal is +2 or something.
So here's what a Vorpal sword is. First of all, it has no special intelligence, but it does have an alignment.
Mm-hmm.
This particular one is lawful good. It is +3 for 2 hit and 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
When a score 2 hit die shown as below is made, it will sever the neck/head of an opponent.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I will cut and paste that. Like it wouldn't have severed the head of the trapper, because it has none, or a mimic or other elasticine creatures. But yes, a troll snicker snack.
I guess the paladin gets the Vorpal sword.
Looks that way.
There you go. So you have a Vorpal sword.
Now he just has to hit with it.
Yeah,
And it's a long sword.
Yes, and it is +3. So for those of you playing along at home, if you don't know what a Vorpal sword in AD&D is, it is similar but superior to a sword of sharpness. A Vorpal weapon is +3 to hit and for damage bonus. When a score on the 2 hit die, as shown below, is made, it will sever the neck/head of its opponent. Opponent is normal and armored. The modified score to sever is 20 to 23. Larger than man size, 21 to 23. Solid metal or stone, 22 to 23. The DM will note that there are many creatures that cannot suffer decapitation due to lack or mutability of form. There are also certain creatures that may have heads that but will not necessarily be killed by decapitation. Among these are doppelgangers, elementals, and golems. So don't go hunting Iron Golem Lady in the Tower of Sorcery.
So you're saying there are critical hits in AD&D?
Only under very specific circumstances. But he's right.
I said nothing of the kind.
Yes, you did. You just read us a whole passage.
Rocks fall,
Sorry,
outlier dies.
Blue bolts from the heavens, Ontario.
Indeed.
My Monday night group shows up and says, "How dare you loot our dungeon?" and slays the lot of you.
They wish. I heard those guys are wusses.
Hey now.
I feel like we at least die swinging.
Oh, we would.
Good. All right. So you have loot. You have some magic items. You have a scroll with a
Fourth level spell.
fourth level spell on it, Fire Charm, which is a very kind of cool spell. Oh, that's right. We have one of our Monday night players. Kanek plays in the Monday night game. She's like, we do. So we're going to go ahead then and call it a night tonight. We players, I will give you your XP and you can do your leveling and whatnot. And when we come back next time, right after New Year's, you will have leveled up characters and potentially some encounters in the city of Greyhawk. You're festooned with magical items and whatnot now. So I hope to thank you. Thank you, everyone who sat in tonight and watched. We had a really good crowd tonight. Thank you for the earlier super chat there. Was that Meyer? No. You know who you are, who sent that super chat along. Thank you so much.
It was the new guy, right?
We you know what, we have a lot of new guys, so if you are one of the new guys, or if you're just stopping by and you haven't already, though, please consider clicking that subscribe button. Click the bell icon for notifications if you want to make sure that you see every episode of this here program that we put on, the Delver's Dungeon, 5 nights a week, excepting for the upcoming holiday week. Next week,
there it is.
Yeah, we have some classic reviews, our classic interviews happening. Craig, thank you very much, Kenneth. Craig, thank you, Craig, for the super earlier this evening. That was super awesome. We appreciate that. So, without further ado, love you all, and I will see you tomorrow night, just as a fellow adventurer, as Kyle runs us through some Classic Traveler, which
Launch has been issued for your location.
Tornado watch still.
Oh my goodness. I thought that said nuclear launch. I thought you were threatening. TK will be playing Classic Traveler tomorrow night, as will Kanek. You'll see her there. And then Friday night, Doomsword, you will be playing some Classic Camel World with us. So have a wonderful evening, everyone. And I'll talk to you all later. Peace out.
See ya.